next.
Dr. Mark Russell is with us, retired U.S. Navy. Good morning, Dr. Mark Russell.
Good morning, McGraw.
You're part of a veteran support group called Operation Honor. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a group that is holding a conference that's starting today and tomorrow, and it's open. It's free to the public, and child care is provided. And OperationHonor.net is the network that folks can go and get more information on it. But it's going to provide a wide range of information that's available for veterans and their families and those who are interested in veterans issues. And some of the information we're going to be covering are things that are not well known to the public. So there'll be some new information too.
Where and when and how do we go?
So it starts today. It's from 9 to 4, I believe, and it's in Shiloh, Illinois. And then, again, if you go to OperationHonor.net, it'll have the location and phone numbers to contact there.
OperationHonor.net. Why is it so hard to help veterans?
That's a great question. It's not so hard during the middle of a crisis. Where it gets really difficult is planning and preparing before war and then dealing with the after effects of war. And I think there's a short history or of a long history of national amnesia when it comes to learning the lessons of war.
There's a lot of people who wear and who buy those little yellow stickers and put them on the back of their SUVs supporting the troops, but that's as far as it goes when it comes to them supporting the troops.
It often seems that way. But you know what? Sometimes it fails to recognize, especially when you only have 1% of the population that's actively deploying to war, is that it really affects us all. And we're in the midst of a mental health crisis that, in all practical purposes, was preventable. And the sad and tragic fact is that every generation has documented these preventable mental health crises that are really just born out of neglect.
Whether it's mental health, whether it's homelessness, whether it's drug addiction, whether it's PTSD, whether it's getting your claims processed through the federal government.
Exactly.
Whether it's a politician who in one sentence says, I support the troops, and another sentence says, I voted to cut food stamps, does he not realize that many veterans and active duty military use food stamps? It seems like the story is not being told.
It's not being told. And the tragic part is that every generation, basically it's a national Groundhog Day. We relive the same issues. You can go back to congressional records, you can go back to the military's own official documented records, as I have, and you find that the military itself is very condemning of the lack of preparation, planning, and training that is responsible for these preventable crises. And we have a reactionary political members who kind of put the finger in the dam in order to stem the current political issue of the day when it comes to veterans issues. But nobody is looking at the underlying causes of why we have these preventable mental health crises in the first place.
What is this national petition that I'm holding in my hand?
Well, after I retired in 2009, I went to Antioch University in Seattle, and we established an Institute of War Stress Injuries, Recovery, and Social Justice. And the primary mission is to continue what I started when I was on active duty, which is to end this cycle of preventable crisis. And so there's a number of ways that we do that, and this petition is to get Congress and the President to launch the first ever investigation into why we were so ill-prepared in planning and training to meet the mental health needs of veterans and their family members, yet again, after every generation has done the same thing.
Do we know how many homeless veterans there are out there?
You can look at different records. The last I saw is estimated over 194,000 homeless vets. That number continues to grow, and of course it's obscure because we don't actually know the actual numbers. And people kind of coming out.
Are we starting to see the people who are coming home from Afghanistan and Iraq who are now becoming homeless?
Yes, we are seeing that. I think it's about. I think most of that 198,000 is probably still the Vietnam era, but you're seeing a large segment into the OEF, OIF. I think about 3 or 4% of the prison population throughout the nation is OEF, OIF veterans who are coming back.
Shiloh, Illinois, today and tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
And to find out more information about this conference so we can go and we can find out the resources, the website is?
Again, OperationHonor.net.
And it's free and open to the public?
Free and open to the public, child care, and there'll be information, again, provided that is the first time ever going to be revealed about what we know about these preventable crises and what we need to do to stop this.
Dr. Mark Russell, thank you for your time. Thank you for what you're doing. It sounds like a great cause.
McGraw, I appreciate you bringing this issue to our attention again.
That is Dr. Mark Russell. The website, one more time.
OperationHonor.net.
St. Louis